Everybody, it's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit. We're in the 3.5 Monster Manual, and today we're on the skeleton. And there are a bunch of options on our list here, and I think I'm going to use the Cloud Giant. It's about 15 or 18 foot tall, so a little bit over 3 inches tall. So I'm going to start out by cutting out a base out of this game board piece. Now there's a little bit of paint on this from something else I was doing. When I drew the circle, I used something that had paint on it, actually, what happened. So I'm just going to wipe that off a little bit before I cut it out. Then I'm just going to use a pair of scissors, and this is just, you know, it's from a game board. Okay, so we need glue, super glue. Okay, and a toothpick or a piece of something to rub it around and spread it around so everything's covered. So I chose the Cloud Giant because I don't really have any giant skeletons, and it is really easy to make something like this into any kind of size large skeleton. So I was just trying to do something a little different. So let's look at what parts we have to work with. I have a bunch of skeletal parts here from my parts bin, and then I have this because I thought about doing the Mega Raptor because I thought that'd be cool. So for a head, I have these skeletons from, I think it's the Hate board game. These skulls, and they are really cool. I'm gonna get my snippers, and then we'll take a look at it. But they have like a spike coming out of them, so there's like a damage spot on the skull there. And they don't have a bottom jaw, and I just think they're really, really neat. I'm just going to clean this up a little bit. Okay, something like that. So we need the shoulder pieces and the hip pieces and everything. So we might have to make some stuff. We can kind of, how long is that? That is about 2 inches. So we can kind of cheat and use these. Those are both the same leg. Holy shit, they're all the same leg. What are the chances of that? All right, no problem. We'll just twist this one around. Make it the opposite leg. All right. We might might need that to connect something. So let's look at the hip bones. That's pretty big, bigger than we can really realistically use for this. Oh, I have one that's already open. So we would need to shrink this down drastically to try to use it. So I think the smart thing to do would be to just try to manufacture one, because that is just way too damn big. So let's get some cardstock. And make something with it. Alright, we use my drawer as a holder for that. So let's try to see if we can manufacture something like that. So we can steal spine from one of these for sure. And maybe ribs too. Well, this one's significantly smaller, but still too big. I wonder if there's a way we could just kind of shrink that up and make it usable. Yeah, I think we can. We could probably shrink that right up. Just a little bit of snipping and cleaning. We'll get this thing right how we want it. Okay, so we're going to steal that piece for sure then. And then where's the spine at? Let's snip this junk off it. Okay. Get a little bit of glue here. And both sides. Bring that tailbone down some. And then we're going to put it in there kind of an angle leaning forward. I did it backwards. Go. And then for the legs, which we might need to shorten up yet still, but I haven't decided for sure how we're going to do that. Yeah, let's shorten these legs up. And to shorten the legs up, I'm just going to cut out some of this inside part here. And get a dab of glue. Okay, we can actually try to sturdy these up as we go so that we don't break anything. We'll just be real careful. There we go. We'll get a little bit in there. Kind of get the posture of the leg that we want. Okay, we can just tighten up that foot. I think we should shrink this part a little bit too. Okay. Let's do a little bit on the back. Sturdy that right up. Okay, so we have one leg and a hip done. Let's tighten up this hip and make it sturdy. And to do that, we're just going to do the same thing. A little bit of glue in there. A little bit of baking soda with some dirt in it. Okay. We're just going to get the tiniest dab of glue. Hold it while we get it in place. Okay. Now there's some weird ridges and stuff here, and we can just get rid of this smooth weirdness real quick. Real easy. With a little bit of baking soda. Okay, let's set that to the side and work on the next leg. This is the fancy leg that we made ourselves. So let's cut some of that out. Roughly about the same amount as we did on the other. Reattach it. Get rid of any weird glue. Okay, and we had that bend down there. We'll get a dab of glue in that. Okay. And then we need to shorten up this bottom one. So to do that, we're just going to snip, snip. Q-tip or toothpick. Make sure that's not too lumpy dumpy there. Okay. And it's glued to my finger. There we go. Okay. Where's the other leg at? I lost it. Alright, this foot's backwards, so it's glued to my hand again. We're just gonna kind of, there we go. Now I want this one to be turned in a little bit. Something like that. So let me snip this and make it a little sharper so it fits in there. Probably too much glue there. Oh. Okay. And we're just going to get a tiny dab of glue on the bottom of those feet. Kind of push those down how we want them to sit. That didn't catch it all because of the damn baking soda under here. All right, we're going to sturdy up this back foot here, this back ankle. All right, so for shoulders, you need the shoulder blades and the clavicles to build those. So for the shoulder blades, I think I'm just going to I'm going to get my scissors. Just kind of get rid of those rough, sharp edges. All right, so we're going to curve those and then get a tiny piece of glue. We're going to mount those to the back part like that. Oh, curled it the wrong way. There we go. Then we're going to cover those in glue. On this side first. And the other side to the inside. All right, those are a little, still a little not rounded, so I'm going to see if I can just kind of, yeah, that'll work. A little minor burning hand spell there real quick, get rid of the corners. Okay, now we need the clavicles. So I'll have these bows. This bow here could do it, or any of these bone pieces could really do it. This is the actual clavicles from this guy. And these guys don't have a real good sternum either. What could I use for a sternum? I really like his sternum. He has the same one. He doesn't have a sternum. All right, we need a sternum, so we're going to make one. At the bottom of the sternum, there's something called a xiphoid process. It's a sweet spot. All right, now we're going to take a second and clean up some of this spider webs real fast. Okay. All right. Now, we need arms. This guy's got 2. He's not even using. He's also got a stem for a neck that we need. That's kind of big. I'd rather have a tailbone for one of these colored ones to use as my neck piece. There's like 3 different kinds of skeletons here. So for the arms, we're going to snip them shorter. This is a lot longer of a build than it needed to be. I'm sorry, guys. I could have just done any skeleton that I already had and painted it, but I wanted to do something like this. Now, if you don't have these kind of big skeletons for something like this project, all you really need to do is get a piece of wire and it's glued to me, and a toothpick and make your arms. You could do that. We could do that right now, but we're trying to shorten this up. This is already taking forever. So the first arm's going to connect, and then we're going to do ribs and do the second arm. And I want this arm to be kind of like hanging and limp. Doesn't mean that's how it's going to look. All right, so let's figure out the ribs. We can easily use these ribs, but I think there's an easier way to do this with wire. I'm not sure yet. We'll see in a moment. So my thought is we get some wire, curl it into the shape of the rib it's going to be. And then kind of shove it in there and glue it. And that is why we waited. To put the other arm on. Oops. Come on, you dirty bastard. All right. Sorry, I'm swearing a lot. I got a friendly warning from a buddy of mine who knows I'm trying not to swear in the videos as much, and I just am completely ignoring him. And then you just want to kind of paint those in super glue. A couple times. Now, in theory, all these should attach, the front ribs should attach to a healthy human's sternum, but I assume a lot of cartilage and stuff kind of goes away, so I'm going to be okay with the way these are, even though it's not how I really envisioned it in my head. All right, let's make a clean up of that real quick so I can wipe up some of this super glue. All right, so for the head, I think my head might be just too small now, so we're going to find something else. This one's not terrible, but it's not great. It's kind of too big. It's still kind of big. I don't think I have anything kind of mid-size. All right, so we have one more arm to do. So I have an idea what I want to do with this arm. Let's get some weird shit stuck to it. I don't know what that is. It's like the paint that came on it's all garboed. So this arm, well, these don't snap at all. They're like super sturdy, or bendy, I should say, not sturdy. first. Okay, so for this arm, I want like a club or something he's using as a weapon. So what I want to do is I want to twist this a little bit. And then I want to get this hot and kind of stick it to this stick. But I want to clean this stick up a little bit. And it's still a little bit yet long, probably. We can snip that off when we get to it. All right, so I want to get that hot and bend that around there. I think we can. Okay. Whoops. It's not sticking very well. Okay. We will make it legal. Okay, something like that. That's way too long, like I suspected it would be. Now we want to bend this limb. I broke the arm. Oh, shit. How'd I do that? That just slid right out of there, all terrible like. Okay, so we're just gonna do a little repair job on that. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Now, where was I? Trying to bend this up. So we want to bend that. We want to get some glue there. And that elbow joint. And turn that into a solid angle that doesn't move. Okay. All right, cool. All right. Let's get rid of any glue sticking around for any reason. All right, we're almost done. Sorry guys, I know this has been a lot of work, but I think you're gonna like this thing when we're finished. So I'm gonna get some fabric here and a pair of sharper scissors. And we're just about done. Sorry, I lost track of time completely. I was just having fun making something, figuring stuff out. Okay. So now, we're going to get a dab of glue. Hot glue. Pull this fabric down. And stick it to him. And then saturate it in super glue. It's going to become harder than rock, in theory. I'm also going to use this to kind of hide things I dislike. For example, the fact that you can't see the gap between the radius and the ulna anymore. I don't like that, so I can cover that up with this glue and make it look okay. And then there's a little spot I don't like there, so I'll just cover it up. Right? Too easy. Oops. And then I want to fold that one a little bit. I'm just going to fold it in half. Push it down. There you go. Make sure I soak that outer edge pretty good. And I don't like that front part very much either, where the ribs are. That's pretty noticeable. I'm not sure how far out of control we can go trying to fix that. So all I'm going to do is get a dibby dab of glue, shove that into place, just like that. Now, if you need the ears to look more jagged, this is very dangerous. But let's get rid of some of these last little spider webs. And let's jag up some of this clothing. See that? Okay. Then when he cools, he'll be pretty sturdy, I think. Alright, so that was part 1. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Dungeons and Doom Biscuit, where we paint up the skeletal cloud giant. Thanks for watching.